it dives, it turns, it goes one way or the other. You can see the speed I can turn the wheel, and it follows. We really are having to slow down through there, stick some more power down to speed it back up. Regen isn't enough now, so I actually do have to brake, and the brakes are good. This has got good brakes, which is helpful when you're flying down the hillside at a rate of knots like this. Can't actually see around these bends, so take it a little bit easier. There we go, clears a little bit more. Big sweeper to the right, so again we need to not quite full stop, but slowing down by quite a bit, and then oh, that is a real sweeper. And now I can put power down as we start to climb back up the hill on the other side, although not too much. Back onto the brakes. Gosh, this is fun. Hello again, YouTube, and welcome back to Just Get a Tesla. It is a gorgeous, sunny, warm Sunday afternoon, and I thought, what should I do today to shoot some more Tesla video goodness for all of you lovely people out there in YouTube land? And I thought, let's go and thrash it. So the GoPro's ready to go, I'm ready to go, and basically here is what we're going to do today. I am going to drive this car progressively along Scottish country roads with quite a lot of bends, and what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to drive it hard, but I'm going to drive it legally. You're not going to see me breaking the speed limit. You're not going to see me driving stupidly. You're not going to see me doing dangerous things. That's not what this is about. This is about how can we enjoy the car, and how planted does it feel, and how much confidence have I got hooning the thing around the bend. So I'm going to do a bit of a description as we go and tell you what I'm feeling through my bum sat on the seat and through the steering wheel and my hands. Hopefully that'll give you guys who are thinking about getting something like this, Tesla Model Y long range in my case, so it's not even the performance one, but something like this, and thinking, what's it like as a driver's car? Well, the only way to find out is to go and drive it. So as I come out of the village, out onto the open road, what do I mean by let's go and thrash it? Well, what I mean is, as soon as the speed limit increases, I'm going to absolutely plant it. So I'm going to drive this car basically as hard as I really dare, without it getting completely stupid. But I just want to give you an idea about how this car is going round bends like it just has done. So that was a fairly sweeping bend that tightened up quite a bit, and I'm basically accelerating round it, and the car feels properly planted. And the reason why it does that is that this is all-wheel drive. So like now, off the throttle all the way, and then I can absolutely floor it, and off we go again, back to pick up back to the speed limit onto the straight. This is a very well planted chassis. I've said on other videos that if you're looking for a family car or something that's a little bit more compliant, this might not be the car for you. And this is the long range version. So this isn't even the one with the performance suspension, which is even sillier. Okay, this for me is already on the firm side. Now I like it because it means that I can absolutely chuck it round bends as I am doing now, and again accelerating through the bend and feeling exactly how much grip that I've got. It's progressive grip. It's not like you feel like the front or the back is stepping out. The all-wheel drive really does make it go. Again, just turn it in and it absolutely goes. You know exactly where you are. Now I'm going to have to slow down for this bend because this is a lot tighter than it looks. So straight off the throttle pedal, let regen do its thing down to about 45, which is where it needs to be, and then back onto the power, pick the thing back up to road speed and on down towards the next bend. It's just effortless, and that's the joy for me of having this car. And some nice roads on a pretty day. You can have a lot of fun without having to think about it too hard. You're not having to consider, am I going to lose grip? Okay, if you went absolutely wild, then of course you'd lose grip. But we're not going to go absolutely wild because we're not going to do anything illegal or stupid. What we are going to do is have some fun on a nice day. So again, bend coming up, I'm easing off a little because I can't see all the way around it, but then we can put power down mid-corner and the nose just tucks in. It's fab. Next one coming up, this is tighter, and we've got chevrons to show us that you need to slow down. So all the way off the throttle to let regen do its thing, and then putting power down as we go through this. I actually then lift it off mid-corner just to see what it does, and all it does is it tucks the nose in, and that is something that you get with EVs. If you lift off mid-corner, you don't get lift off oversteer. No, what you do is you get the nose tightening in because it pulls the car backwards. It rebalances the car backwards that enables you to turn in even sharper. It's something that if you haven't driven an EV, you need to see to believe. Again, no need to speed, no need to slow down as we go through these little kinks. We just go. I've cut a few straight sections out because you don't need to see me doing 60 miles an hour down a straight piece of road. You want to see what the car's like through the bends and the twisties, which again is where we're coming up to. So a sign there warning me of a slightly slippery road surface. I suspect it's just that it's broken up, but again, no problem at all going through a little lift as we got to it, just to make sure that, you know, we weren't going to lose any grip. But these OEM Hancock tyres that the car is on, honestly, the amount of grip they've got, especially in this weather, is phenomenal. And they were decent in the winter as well. It was only that one time that I got a little bit stuck, and then I needed the snow socks to be able to get me out. But summer tyres, good summer tyres in this are fabulous. Now, this definitely we're going to have to slow down for, because as we dip down into this, we have got a bridge, and then we've got some probably 40 or so miles an hour. But if I can just shove some power in, and you can actually feel the car hunker down as you go into these bends. And again, lifting off mid-corner, putting a bit more power down, but not a crazy amount of power, because what I am trying to do is to keep the car balanced. Because obviously as you go from acceleration to hard regen, it does throw the car forwards and backwards. You want a little bit of pivoting it around, but only a little bit. Otherwise it might get a little bit lively. So again, backing off into the corner just as we come to the bend, backing off again, putting a bit of power down as we go. It's good. I was hoping some of the traffic would be turning off. It would appear it's all going in my direction, and that's no good. Okay, so let's try and take this bend a little bit more aggressively in the turn in and the acceleration out than I might have done otherwise. It grips. Again, there's plenty of grip. It's progressive. You don't feel that you can feel front or rear sliding out from underneath you. It feels well planted. It's just good. I backed off for a minute to let these other guys get out of the way so that we could have a bit more fun. So again, let's absolutely send it around this bend, and you can see what it can do. You know, you shove your nose in and it just keeps turning. I really struggle to think of a car that I've had that has got that kind of turning grip. Possibly my 2015 Mini Cooper. That was like a little go-kart. Admittedly, quite a fat go-kart compared to the original Mark 6 Mini that I used to have. Or possibly my E90 BMW 3 Series. That, again, was a fabulous driver's car. Not so much the F10 5 Series that followed it. That was a bit saggy. The 3 Series, you could absolutely hoon that into corners, again safely where you can see around them, but you could go and it was always happy. No one's behind me, so I just thought I'd have a bit of that's 30 to 60 in not very long. Again, it does make overtaking really quite simple. No one was behind me, plenty of space, I could see a long way, and I've been able to see a while back, so again, perfectly safe. And then give it a little bit of a nudge around the bend, and then we got a wee bit of a shimmy here, right and then left, and again we stick a bit more power in to tuck the nose in through the bend, and it goes really nicely. It's a lot of fun actually, it really is. And the one pedal driving bit, you know, I've not got this set up on full one pedal driving, but the amount of braking regen that you get when you pull your foot off really does make a difference. clear as stricken, and we can have a bit of fun again because all of the cars have turned off. I've also opened the window a little bit because it's slightly warm. Again, off the throttle, turn in, a bit of power mid-corner, off again, let it come back, a bit more power mid-corner. I can see, not that fast, I can see how the road is expanding ahead of me, so I was able to put a little bit more power down as we went. We're going to turn off in a minute. So again, nice, solid turn in. No protest at all from the chassis, from the wheels, from any of it. It just lets me stick the nose in as hard as I wanted to. So we're going to come off left here. We're heading for New Aberdour, and then we'll pick the coast road up. This is going to narrow down a wee bit, so we will better slow it down. Well, I think you can delete this clip completely, Ian. There's a Saab over there, and actually, no. So, stopped at a crossroads, nothing coming in either direction. Let's launch it. 3, 2, 1. That's rapid. That's really rapid. We don't really have a proper centre line at the moment, which is why I'm having to take it a little bit easy. Plus also the fact that this goes quite steeply downhill. I am actually on the brake there for the first time on the entire trip, having to brake down quite hard actually to be able to pull it to a sensible speed before we get to the bend. And then this is going to tighten up quite a bit to the left, and it's also going to bottom out and then go flying uphill. And again, lovely, as long as you be careful with the bump and get the thing straight. Lovely the way that it just puts the power down and sweeps you along. It really is fun. I know I keep saying it really is fun, but it really is fun. I'm having a great time. Finally the centre line is back properly, although I know it's quite narrow, this section, so we are going to take that into consideration as we make some choices, shall we say, going along here. Otherwise it undulates and it bumps, and you can really tell how stiff this chassis is now because it is being bounced around a little bit on this road surface, which isn't in the best of condition, but that does mean that it is still able to put as much power down as you hope it would be able to do without losing its composure too badly. So you can feel the undulations, but when you're trying to get a shift on, that's not a bad thing. You want to be able to feel the undulations. So again, we're dumping loads of power down as we go through the bends to be able to recover the speed as quickly as we can do. I wouldn't describe the ride as particularly fidgety. It is good at communicating what's actually happening in the road surface through your bum and through your hands, of course, on the steering wheel, but it's not the smoothest that it could be. You know, if you've got kids that get a bit pukey, they're probably not going to enjoy you huffing it along here. But at the moment, it's just me, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So this section could be quite interesting because this gets progressively sillier as we go. So I can't thrash around here because it quite simply wouldn't be safe. But what we are going to do is, again, make some progress, shall we say. So again, it dives, it turns, it goes one way or the other. You can see the speed I can turn the wheel, and it follows. We really are having to slow down through there, stick some more power down to speed it back up. Regen isn't enough now, so I actually do have to brake, and the brakes are good. This has got good brakes, which is helpful when you're flying down the hillside at a rate of knots like this. Can't actually see around these bends, so take it a little bit easier. There we go, clears a little bit more. Big sweep to the right, so again we need to not quite full stop, but slowing down by quite a bit, and then oh, that is a real sweeper. And now I can put power down as we start to climb back up the hill on the other side, although not too much. Back onto the brakes. Gosh. This is fun. You can absolutely thrash this thing if you really want to. And it's all legal and it's all within the speed limit, and I'm not doing anything insane or dangerous. I'm just enjoying the car. I hope you're enjoying the ride as well. That was fun. And I keep saying that was fun or this is fun, but I'm having an absolute blast. Look at it. It's a beautiful day. I'm having a load of fun in a car with all the power. Just get a Tesla. Just do it. It's great. So we've got some bumps coming up. It'll be interesting to see how well sort of thrashing over them, but we're certainly making good progress. But again, it's very well planted on the ground. I don't need to be particularly worrying about any of these. Obviously, if there's a really bad one, I'd need to slow down, but otherwise the car will quite happily hurl itself at them without really much of a care in the world. And none of these bends are enough to cause it any particular issue. Again, I can just go out these at full speed without needing to think about it. I'm backing off only at this one because I couldn't see, and that was only a little lift. Okay, we're going to come down here and turn left, so we're on the brakes. Regen, more brakes, because regen can only slow me down so fast, and in this case it's not fast enough. Okay, we have got a clear road, so we'll turn out and we'll floor it, pick ourselves up to speed as quickly as we can, which we just have done. And I know there's a few more twisty bits along here to have some fun with, and then we're probably done for the day, and we'll go back and have a think about what this actually all means. So here we go, we've got some nice lovely twisty bends. Again, chuck the thing in, no problem at all. A left and then a right coming up. Again, absolutely planted. I can feel exactly what's going on under the front wheels. Full regen, power through the bend. Lovely. Again, nice bit of fun. And we'll ease back for this one because this is going to tighten up quite a lot actually. So again, that time actually lift off did actually unsettle the car, so I probably lifted off slightly too much, because otherwise it was going to be absolutely fine. So again, full regen now, foot off the gas as we come down to this, and this junction is really weird, but never mind. So turning right, yeah, just get straight on with it. And again, put all the power down before we've even straightened up, and it doesn't cause any issues. We just go. It feels like it's picking its skirts up a little bit and going sprinting, but it's fun. You can get the heck out of anyone's way if you need to do so. And so there it is. We're back home, having had a good bit of fun thrashing it around on some nice twisty roads. I hope you enjoyed the ride along. Let me know in the comments what you think, what your own experiences are. For those of you who've either got or have had other sporty cars, how you think Tesla compares to those. But for me, the reason why it has got the harder riding setup than ideally you might like for a family car, it does mean that Big Bertha here is able to hustle it around the bends and enjoy itself. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell icon, all of the usual, you know all of that, and I'll see you back here very soon on Just Thrash a Tesla.